Rocket Mortgage. Need a mortgage that fits your life? Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Jake Asman.
There obviously are other, I'll call it legal approaches that are being made either through civil cases. Obviously, the police have been investigating also. We don't have all the access to that information at this point in time, and we pride ourselves on not interfering in that, being cooperative as we can to make sure we get all the facts. But I think that process is still ongoing. And until that process is ongoing and we have enough data and enough information to be able to make a determination of whether he should go on commissioner exam, we don't feel that we have that necessary information at this point.
That was Roger Goodell earlier in the week at the NFL owners meetings. When asked point blank, why is Deshaun Watson not on the commissioner's exempt list? So you heard it there. The NFL is not intervening. They don't have enough information, meaning the idea that the Dolphins or any team could trade for Deshaun Watson and then immediately he goes on the exempt list, that's not happening here. So Deshaun Watson would be allowed to play according to the NFL. That's from the commissioner's mouth. You just heard it right there. So you hear that quote, and you hear some reporting early last week about a Deshaun to the Dolphins trade's coming. Could come any day now. Well, notice we sit here on a Saturday afternoon. NFL trade deadline is Tuesday, and there's been no trade. Why is that? Because it's not happening. Deshaun Watson will not be traded by Tuesday. It makes zero sense for the Texans to trade this guy now. You cannot tell me you're getting max value for Deshaun Watson when he's facing 22 civil lawsuits, 10 criminal complaints, a Houston Police Department investigation as to whether or not they'll still file criminal charges. You cannot sit here and tell me the Miami Dolphins are going to be dumb enough to give up 3 1s, a bunch of 2s, and some other picks. And if you're the Texans, you cannot sit here and tell me that that's even enough for Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's worth more than 3 first-round picks, if we're being honest. Jamal Adams went for 2 first-round picks. Jalen Ramsey went for 2 first-round picks. Khalil Mack, Laramie Tunsil, 2 first-round picks. Deshaun Watson's better than all those guys. He's 26 years old. He's signed long-term. He's a quarterback. He led the NFL in passing yards last year. The Dolphins aren't going to give you what he's worth. Not with all this uncertainty, not with everything going on. So if you're the Texans, what's the rush to trade this guy? If Miami was dumb enough to give you just a kachunga offer, as I say on local radio here in Houston, if that offer exists, okay, I'll listen if I'm Nick Caserio. But if that offer exists, it would have happened by now. The Miami Dolphins are 1-6. You don't think they've been trying to get Deshaun this whole time? You think now, just because the deadline's Tuesday, all of a sudden they cave? If anything, they're going to get their asses smoked tomorrow by the Buffalo Bills. They're going to be 1-7. You think they're going to be inclined to then trade all their assets for Deshaun? It's not happening. You heard the report earlier in the week the Carolina Panthers are out of it. Why? Well, because they're not giving up what the Texans want. Because the Texans rightfully actually are doing something smart here, or at least Nick Caserio appears to be, and he's not diminishing the most valuable asset that he has. He's not just going to give this guy away, nor should he. Because ask yourself this question. Will Deshaun Watson play football again in his career in the NFL? I think if you're smart, you're nodding your head right now, listening to the radio saying, yeah, he's going to play again, Jake. Well, guess what? That's the correct answer. He will play again at some point. He'll probably have some sort of suspension first. But that's more reason to hold on to him if you're the Texans. What's the rush? Any picks you get back for Deshaun you can't use till at the earliest April. But if you're trading with the Dolphins, their first-round pick this year is not even theirs. They own the Niners pick. The Niners pick right now is like pick 13. That's not high enough. If you're going to trade Deshaun Watson, don't you need to get a top 10 pick right away in 2022 to start this rebuild, to jumpstart the process? It's not enough. You have to be patient if you're Nick Caserio. The only thing that could screw up any Watson trade happening in the middle of the season by the deadline on Tuesday is if ownership of the Texans, Cal McNair, says, I can't stand Watson so much, I want him off my team. I'm tired of hearing about Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson and legal issues when he's not playing for us. He wanted to be traded. Get him off my team. If Cal McNair does not do that, doesn't interfere, and he lets Nick Caserio handle this, then the smart move this entire time has always been to wait until the offseason. There'll be more teams that want to get involved. There'll be more clarity on Deshaun's legal situation. And if you're the Texans, there's going to be such a market for this guy. You've already dealt with the brunt of keeping him on your team to this point. What's 10 more weeks of Deshaun being on your roster? You're not going anywhere if you're the Texans. It's not like you need the roster spot. You're a bad football team. You're starting a rebuild. Why rush into getting Deshaun Watson off your team? All these reports about a Deshaun trade coming, you know what that was? Why that happened? The Texans put that out there, gave that story to some of their local beat writers here in town to try and basically create a last-second bidding war just to see if there'd be any team that would cave and meet the Texans at the demand. I think Deshaun's worth more than 3 first-round picks, but it seems like the Texans want 3 1s, 3 2s, and some other picks. I could live with it, but I don't think that's enough. I think they could get more. But not all first-round picks are created equal, and that's important to know. There's a big difference between getting a first-round pick from a team that's about to acquire Deshaun Watson, and those picks are in 2023 and 2024. Guess what? If Watson's your quarterback, those aren't going to be top 10 picks. So if you're the Texans, why don't you wait till the offseason when the Giants have 2 first-round picks? The Eagles have maybe 3 first-round picks. When the Carolina Panthers will be more inclined to get back in and be all in on a quarterback. Pittsburgh could use a quarterback. New Orleans could use a quarterback. Denver could use a quarterback. I'll keep going. There's teams that will want Deshaun Watson. What's the rush? Just be patient and wait it out. That's the right approach by the Texans. And everything I'm hearing from people I speak to here in town that are in the know, that seems to be what they're doing. So you could get on the Texans for a lot of things. Being patient before trading Deshaun Watson is not one of them. That's smart business by first-year GM Nick Caserio. Peter King of NBC Sports was on my local radio show on ESPN Houston here in town. The show's called The Wheelhouse. If you're in Houston, you could listen to it from 3 to 7 during the week. Peter King was on the show, and he made this point as to why the Texans need to be patient with any Deshaun Watson trade.
Why would you make a trade for less than you probably could get next March? You're not getting anything that's going to help you for the rest of this year. So why won't you wait 4 months to let the bidding begin? And I understand that they want to be done with it. I get it. But I would think it would be worth it to continue to have the headache of Deshaun Watson around your, hanging over your head if it's going to mean that you'll get 30% more in value if you wait 4 months to make a trade.
Peter King is spot on. Trading Deshaun now just to get rid of him, get him away from your team. What difference does it make? You're the Texans. You're a bad football team. You're going to get killed by the Rams tomorrow. Be patient. Make the best deal. Nick Caserio will be defined by this trade. He needs to maximize his biggest value. Be patient with a Watson trade.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this.